LoreWarrior Aerotech, HCT-213B Hellcat II. Overview. In 2671, Mitchell Vehicles released its first aerospace fighter, the Hellcat. A solid, if uninspired design, it became a staple of second-line and militia forces, who particularly favoured its low-maintenance requirements and proven technology. In an effort to raise the profile of the Hellcat design, Mitchell investigated a series of different variants for the fighter. The project eventually grew far beyond its initial intention and became the basis for an entirely new design, dubbed the Hellcat II, which was commissioned for the SLDF in 2710. Ironically, the older and less advanced Hellcat design would survive the succession wars, but the Hellcat II did not. Capabilities. Though based on the 60-ton Hellcat, the Hellcat II has very little in common with its progenitor. Though they share some sub-assemblies and weapons, the two fighters have completely different profiles. The Hellcat is a fairly standard design, albeit with overwing air inlets, but the Hellcat II follows a flying wing pattern designed to minimise its emissions footprint. Conceived as a heavy aerospace scout, Mitchell's engineers reduced the fighter's mass by 10 tons, allowing it to mount an engine of similar size to the Hellcat, while being capable of 22% higher peak acceleration. The prototypes featured 15 tons of armour, as it was designed with survivability in mind, leading test pilots to name it the Flying Tank. In an effort to improve the craft's handling, 3 tons of armour were removed, though the designers switched to ferro-aluminium armour to provide greater strength while not adversely affecting its controls. 2 wing-mounted diverse optics large lasers provided the Hellcat II's primary punch, and a rear-mounted Starflash medium laser helps cover the fighter's tail. The Hellcat II's most innovative feature is the inclusion of a Beagle active probe. Though more often seen on ground-based units, the probe provides greater accuracy for the craft's weaponry and provides a boost to the already excellent avionics, rivaling the detection abilities of some dropships. Deployment. One of the newest fighters in the SLDF arsenal, the Hellcat II had only seen a full deployment across the Ionosphere by the 2750s. During the Amaris coup, Republican forces were particularly brutal in their efforts to seize the world of Graham 4, resorting to widespread nuclear attacks to obliterate any of the factories and cities they couldn't capture. Though the Hellcat II factories survived the planet's capture, they were later destroyed during Kerensky's campaign to liberate Terra. The majority of the remaining Hellcat IIs left with Kerensky's forces, where they occasionally appear in clan second-line forces or remain mothballed in Comstar's massive caches until the unveiling of the Comguards in the 3030s. A number of the fighters remained in the hands of the Great Houses, though these soon became a shadow of their former selves due to the degradation of technology. Variants. Mitchell created only one variant of the Hellcat II, the 214 model. Employing 14 double heatsinks to keep it cool, the large lasers were upgraded to ER versions, and a nose-mounted medium was installed to provide additional short-range punch. The few craft that remained in service with the houses soon lost their advanced technologies, with the Beagle probe typically replaced with extra heatsinks and additional half-ton of now standard armour. This variant, known as the 212, saw limited service throughout the succession wars. With the coming of the clans, Comstar upgraded its 213Bs to 214 specifications, some of which subsequently fell into the word of Blake. With the jihad raging, a number of Comstar Hellcat IIs have been spotted in the 215 configuration. Though a time-consuming and expensive refit, the engine is replaced with an extra-light version, freeing up mass to revamp the weapons array. It now sports 5 light PPCs, 2 in each wing and 1 in the nose, and matched by forward and aft-mounted ER medium lasers. This variant turns the Hellcat II into a deadly fighter. 15 double heatsinks keep it cool, while the armour is upgraded to heavy ferro-aluminium composites, further increasing survivability. Notable pilots. Adept 6 Richard Loesch. Engaged in raiding against Word of Blake targets in the Free Worlds League, Adept Loesch was the first pilot to get a confirmed kill in a new Model 215 Hellcat II. Ambushing a WOB patrol in the Marcus system, Loesch's Level 2 of 215s destroyed a mixed Level 2 of upgraded Hammerheads and Stingrays, while losing none of their own craft. Ooh, yeah, it's an ugly fire. There's no denying it. Even the original artwork can't save this puppy. It's, you know what? It kind of reminds me of a Cylon Raider, the original one. It's sort of, not like exactly. Don't lie. Don't crucify me over the fact that it just the weird, the little cockpit at the top and the kind of flat similar shape. It has some. It's a little bit reminiscent of a classic Cylon Raider. It's not a fighter that you would, if you were going to play an aerospace campaign, you go, oh, I've definitely got to fly me a Hellcat II. You know, regardless of the weapon systems involved. It's just not first choice, let's face it. But yeah, it's a 50-ton with a Wakizashi 9 airframe, powerplant Rawlings 250, armor SRT ferroaluminium with 2 diverse optics, A large lasers and a star flash medium. Manufactured by Mitchell Vehicles. Primary factory is Graham 4, destroyed now. Communications system is a Telechron L50. Targeting and tracking system provided by Telechron M75 with Beagle active probe. It's a 711 movement. It has armor of 68 on the nose, 51 on the wings, and 45 on the aft with its 2 large lasers, Beagle probe and medium laser. Not a bad punch. Not a bad punch by any stretch. It's not a bad aircraft. It's just, I don't think it's one a lot of people go for. Aircraft, for most of the time, are popular because they look cool. And yeah, this thing is a bit fugly. Let's just go there. And if it's going to be like the Mach Mark II, I don't want to hear it. Like, we all know the Mach Mark II is ugly. Just accept it. Anyway, let's see. Is there anything in the original TRO 2750 vulnerability? It's something we've got its primary designer solved problems by switching the ferroaluminium. Blah 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 blah. Provides excellent heat dissipation. 2 wing-mounted optics, lasers, laser, Hellcat and retreat. Pilots joke that in a Hellcat they're better at shooting over their shoulder than straight ahead. And you see, that's a nice little touch that they left out. It's the latest detection equipment with the Beagle, longest range of any scanner, able to pierce standard jamming devices, built into its state-of-the-art memory system, provides pilot with information on previous damage, abilities, and fighting style of any mech, fighter, or ground vehicle it's ever encountered. It can even forecast probable movements based on previous experience. The Beagle has also received high marks as a training device, as it can recreate any situation on its tactical display. Pilots use a joystick to enter in alternate actions, and then are able to see the consequence of these tactical changes. The new system is among the most requested piece of hardware in SLD. They left that out. That would have been great. That's a nice little touch. Beagle probes normally is you slap them in to get rid of ECM in most games. In this, it's like the Beagle probe is the Wunder computer. It tells you everything you need to know. It's basically an AI-driven system that predicts where the target's going to be so you can shoot them there. It's like fucking Darth Vader's targeting system in A New Hope, isn't it? You just see them like moving around and it goes fire now. There you go. That's basically what the Beagle probe is doing in this thing. Where's that? In my BattleTech games and stuff where it says like, oh, it's going to move there, so like get ready, that kind of thing. That would be useful. Maybe a bit OP, I don't know. But yeah, Hellcat II. Flying wing. Double-decker cockpit on the new artwork. Not quite sure what the double-decker cockpit's all about. Maybe the rear gunner sits down there on like a computer system. Maybe he's like managing the gun and the Beagle probe system. Who knows? We'll never know. But what I do know is that this is done. Thank you all for listening. We'll catch you next time. Because next week we're going to be looking at hairless cats. Weird.